something that really plagues me in this life is an extreme level of stress and anxiety that just really tears me down and doesn't allow me to actually focus on things, and just kind of puts my ADHD into overdrive and makes me want to chase stimulation, chase dopamine, just kind of sleep in all day, do nothing, and that just turns into this endless cycle of self-sabotage. And this is something I've struggled with my entire life. I mean, as long as I can remember as a kid, I used to always tell my dad how bored I was, and not understanding very well back then that, he didn't have a whole lot of money to be able to go out with us and do things. When I was at his house, we just kind of, he still took us out and stuff like that, me and my brother, but, a lot of times also we would just kind of hang out at the house or the apartment, wherever we lived at the time, and just had to learn to keep ourselves entertained with the things that we had. And that led to a lot of dopamine seeking behavior, because that's all I really knew how to do to crush my boredom. And it traveled with me into my adulthood and into my older life. Now I'm only 22 years old right now, but that's something that really traveled with me, and without even realizing it, even today, it plagues me every single day, and I have to constantly fight it to actually get out of that trap of just trying to search for the next thing that's going to make me feel good about myself, and it's just going to keep my brain stimulated. And even though I know that there's certain things I can do, there's systems that I have built that I can do every single day that are going to make me feel better and are going to make me feel like I actually accomplished something in my day, I still have days where I don't want to do those things, and I just want to sleep in all day. I don't want to go to the gym and train. I don't want to diet properly. And I just kind of want to do a whole lot of nothing. But I know that that's not good for me to do. And now I still have days where I might mess up. I might slip up. I might not do what I was supposed to. I might eat more. I might miss training. I might sleep in, and now that ruined my whole day. But just because I had one bad day does not mean I have to let that control my life and let that name who I am. Now, yes, your actions do show who you truly are. And if you are a consistent person that can consistently push themselves even when they don't want to, you are going to feel good about yourself, because you know that you're growing, you know that you do the things that you say. But just because you messed up one time, yes, you should somewhat feel bad about it and, not be happy that you messed up, but you shouldn't go and self-sabotage yourself, and you shouldn't absolutely destroy yourself to the point where it causes so much stress that you now can't function. And that's something that I've done my entire life that has slowed me down so much. And once I was able to finally just let go of things and just understand that if I just do the things that I set up for myself every single day, the life that I want is going to come very soon, because I've already laid out a plan for it to happen. And the most of my stress is coming from me not having a plan or me lacking direction. Because every single time that I screw up, every single time that I don't get up when I was supposed to, every single time I miss the gym, every single time I mess up on my diet, you know what happens? I start to lose direction. I start to not feel like I'm going in the path that I'm supposed to be going in. And if I don't feel like I'm going in the path that I'm supposed to be going in, then I'm going to get overly stressed out. I'm going to feel like my goal is just never going to be achieved, and it's never going to be accomplished. And it's amazing that I'm in this position now where I can actually help people as a coach and give them that guidance that they need, so that they actually know they're going in the right direction, and that they actually know that the systems that I am giving them to implement into their life are going to allow them to progress forward and to become the best version of themselves. But the point isn't just to teach these guys how to become the best version of themselves while they're working with me. The point of it is to teach them how to do it while they're working with me, and so that they continue to do it throughout their entire life to become the person they want to become. And it doesn't take that long to actually make a really big change and to actually change the entire trajectory of your life. Just like how you can screw a whole lot up really fast, you can fix a lot of things pretty damn quick. And now it might feel like it's taking forever to pick up the pieces, but if you constantly tell yourself and constantly remind yourself that all you need to do is just push forward and actually do the things that you say that you do, then it's all going to work out. And you're not going to fail. And you're not going to fall back down. Because you know that you have a plan in this life. You know that you're going somewhere. Because you know that every day when you wake up in the morning, you woke up ready for the day because the night before you actually went to bed on time. And even if you didn't get to bed on time, even if you messed up, you know that as long as you do the things that you were supposed to, as long as you do your morning routine, something as simple as making your bed, taking a shower, and journaling, as long as you train on your training days, as long as you diet when you're supposed to be dieting, you're gonna feel good. And every time you lie to yourself and tell yourself that, oh no, I'm just gonna relax today, I'm gonna do a whole lot of nothing, it's gonna drag you down. And you know that it makes you feel worse. But when we seek this short-term pleasure, it feels good in the moment, but it adds this low level of like underwhelming stress almost that doesn't really quite plague us, but just kind of, sits there in the back of our mind like low-grade anxiety. And it might not be that big of a deal in the beginning, but over time that ramps up and that gets worse, and then it explodes and it all pours over, and next thing you know, you just can't, you feel like you're lost, and you feel like you can't really get anywhere with your life, and you don't know what to do. I need to check these messages. And man, if I would have let myself just calm down so much sooner, and if I would have just decided that I'm going to actually follow through with what I'm going to do, I wouldn't have gotten all these life hiccups that I've gotten in. And what I mean by that is every time that you want to do something and you're kind of anxious about it, and you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this, I don't know if it's the right move, I don't know if this is, I don't know, what if something goes wrong, you start stressing about it. The second you say, you know what, I'm going through with it, a lot of that stress just kind of goes away. And you still might be a little bit stressed in the beginning because it's still a new endeavor. It's still something you've never done before. But you know that you've made the decision to take that first step. And you know that that first step is going to lead to the second and the third and the fourth and the fifth step. And you know that through that process, it's going to lead you to a much more fulfilling life. And not just this endless death cycle of stress that you've been stuck in. And you shouldn't be stuck in this endless cycle of stress. But you need some direction, and you need some guidance. And you can pull that from within yourself. You can go and do countless hours of research and find out exactly what you need to do and build a plan. And it will work out. You will not fail. It's going to take some more time. That's okay. But if you build a plan, it will work out. And you might have to tweak and modify that plan along the way. And that's fine. Everybody has to do that. Everyone successful has to do that. And things are always going to come up. You might get knocked off for like a month, but then you're going to come back stronger than ever. And you're going to build yourself into the person that you knew you always could be. Because you have that vision in your mind. That vision in your mind didn't just pop in your mind for no reason. When you walk up to the mirror and you flex and you can like kind of see yourself in that dream physique, you don't just have that vision for no reason. Why do you think that's put in your mind? Because you're meant to have it. And you know that you can have it. You just don't know how yet. And it plays you because you can't quite figure it out, and you feel like it's at the tips of your fingers, and there's just one more puzzle piece that you need that's going to change the whole game. But you don't know what that one puzzle piece is. And you've probably been searching for it for just about ever. Maybe it's a couple months, maybe it's been years. But you feel lost. And the only reason I'm able to speak on this is because that's exactly how I have felt for so much of my life. And I've gone down so many bad roads. Through addiction, whether that be drugs, food, porn, whatever it may be. I've dealt with it all. But every single time, it gets to the point where I had to realize I can continue going down this path, and I know where that path leads. I know that that path leads to a life that I don't want to live, because I know that if right now in this moment I really hate that path, then it's probably only going to get worse. Now, just because something is difficult doesn't mean it's bad. Just like when you go and train and it hurts when you train, that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. But when something is a bad thing, you truly know what that feeling is. And you know how much it hurts. And you know the trajectory that you're going down is just not the right one. You could be underweight, you could be overweight, you could have a great physique but just really can't get rid of that stubborn fat. Whatever it may be, dude. But it doesn't need to be that way. And you don't need to continue wasting time. And I'm not trying to pressure you into feeling like, oh, you only have 5 more minutes, you only have 5 more days to figure this out. Like, it might take you a couple more weeks, it might take you a couple more months to figure it out. But you need to finally make that decision in your mind that you are going to do something about it, and that you are going to figure it out. You're going to do whatever it takes to figure it out. You're going to find out whoever you need to talk to help you figure it out. But you can't sit around. Because my biggest fear has always been, like I was just saying before, if I continued to go down those paths that I was going down, I knew that it was either I continue to feel that way or I make the change. And even if I didn't know that I was going to be successful in whatever endeavor I was going down, I knew I had a chance at least. And I was willing to take that chance to at least not have the guarantee that I was going to go down the path that I was going down. Because that path guaranteed failure. And that path guaranteed that I continued to be depressed and continued to hate my life and continued to hate who I was. And even during the moments when I didn't absolutely hate who I was still just unhappy with myself. And I wouldn't say I'm 100% enthralled with myself at the current moment. There's still so many things that I am improving on and that I need to improve on. And I haven't yet become the highest version of myself. But that becoming the best version of yourself is a evergreen goal. It's something that you can always go after, because you can always get better and better and better. And that's what's so great about it. Because you can't lose direction on the path to becoming the greatest version of yourself. And if you need some guidance and you don't know where to go, and you want someone to actually walk you down the path to the highest version of yourself, to that dream physique, to actually looking in the mirror and being like, damn, I'm aesthetic, I want you to go to the description in this video and click on my Instagram, head over there and send me a DM. And let's talk about whatever your problem is, whatever your struggles you're facing, and let's fix it. One-on-one, you and me. Let's get it.